Hey guys, welcome to my new video. This one is the promised Q&A. You guys tweeted me questions with the hashtag RachelQA, and so I'm going to go ahead and answer them. Let's get started. What inspires most of your stories? So I've answered this question before, but it was asked so many times that I decided to go ahead and answer it again. What inspires most of my stories is just, I don't know, it's really hard for me to explain, and then I feel, really awkward explaining it, and I feel like no one's gonna understand. It's just the world around me, the people I see and the places I go, and, I see, a situation or, hear a conversation, and I'm like, that would make a really good story. I'm like, or maybe, I could do something with that. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's just kind of like this society itself, I guess. It inspires my stories. There's no, certain inspiration or, one place that I go. It's just different things, different people, the world around me. What's your favorite book on Wattpad currently? So this is really hard for me because I love all of my characters and all of my books. But if I had to pick just one, I would probably say that my favorite book on Wattpad currently is Along for the Ride. With each book that I post, I feel like I continue to improve as a writer, and I feel like that's shown through my work. And I just feel like Along for the Ride was the best, I guess, put together book that I ever did. Obviously, it's not perfect. No book that I've ever written is perfect. I feel like the plot flows a little better. The characters fit together. I don't know, really. I really, really like that book. How did you come up with Lee's character, and do you have any plans for future stories? So Lee's character was sort of actually a spontaneous thing for me. When writing Parker's backstory, it was a difficult process for me because I wasn't really sure, exactly what he was, his whole backstory was, but I had an idea. And so Lee was sort of like a spontaneous character. I was like, yep, Parker's gonna have a brother. And I just stuck him right in the story and I rolled with it. And then Lee just sort of unfolded from there. I wrote that scene where Lee was first introduced to Emily and my brother's best friend long before it was posted on Wattpad. And then I emailed it to my best friend, who's also my editor. And I said, tell me what you think of this new character that I'm going to introduce. I said, he's probably one of my favorite characters that I've ever written, but, no pressure. And so she's reading it. I emailed it to her, but of course she didn't read it for a week. And so she was sitting on my floor in my living room, and I'm watching Netflix, and she's reading what I emailed her finally. And she finishes it, and I'm staring at her, waiting for her to say something. And she's finally he's probably one of my favorite characters that you've ever written. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear you say that. And so, yeah, Lee's character sort of was spontaneous. He developed into what he is, and I love him. As for plans for future stories, I do know the next book that I'm posting on Wattpad. The Golden Couple will finish before Jefferson Lake, more than likely. And the book titled Undying Love will post next. So props to you if you're watching this video, because now you know. This book will make Along for the Ride a trilogy. So it'll be Along for the Ride, You Belong With Me, and then Undying Love, which I know I said I'd never do, but here I am, I'm doing it. Undying Love is in Jesse's point of view, Jesse Matthews. If you don't remember, that's Zach's older brother. Basically, how it goes down, if you have not read You Belong With Me, please skip over this next part where it's going to ruin, I guess it won't ruin the book for you, but it'll ruin Jesse for you, I don't know. basically how it's going to go down is Undying Love is going to pick up right where You Belong With Me left off, like exactly where You Belong With Me left off, where Jesse and Sydney's marriage is at its breaking point. And Undying Love is going to unfold Jesse and Sydney's marriage, what went wrong, and if they can fix it. It's a much more mature piece than I've ever written, because it's not dealing with your high school relationship or the little petty drama. It's dealing with a marriage. And I'm really, really excited to write this. And I just cannot express how I just really want to share this with you guys, I guess. So yeah, that's the next book that I'll be posting on Wattpad. What's your favorite book on Wattpad and or favorite book in paperback? My favorite book in paperback, hands down, Don't Die My Love by Lorleen McDaniel. But I'm going to go ahead and branch off because everybody who knows me knows that, and say that I read the Callie and Caden series by Jessica Sorensen, and branched off of that was the Violet and Luke series. And it was hands down one of the most real things I've ever read. I read Callie and Caden a little while ago, and then I read Violet and Luke back to back to back, all in an all-nighter. Those books I would recommend to anyone. They're real, like deal with real world problems. They're very mature. Don't Die My Love, hands down my most favorite book, but branching off of that, I would recommend the Callie and Caden and the Violet and Luke series by Jessica Sorensen. As for Wattpad, I don't really have like a favorite book. My library is full of books. But right at this very moment, I'm in the middle of Saving Sawyer by Millie and Finding Everett by Kimberly Wright's books. Both of those are A+. I would recommend those. Are any of your characters based on people in your life? Same with the events that happen. Are any of them based on true events? So last time I did a Q&A, it was with my brother. There were quite a few people that wanted to know if Lee Adams was based on my brother. No. I know I've said that before, but Lee Adams is not my brother. I don't really have like a solid character that's based on anybody I know. I might take traits from people I know and put them into characters. Let me think of an example. Sophie Allen, if you've read The Golden Couple, has a lot of traits, I guess it sounds weird, has a lot of traits from me that I put into her. She's like, if I had to pick a character that described me, she would be the character I would choose. She has the most traits that I can think of from me. I don't really know how to explain what I'm trying to say. But there's just a lot of like different characters that I pull traits from people that I know in real life. But there isn't one solid character who is a person that I know. My favorite tree would have to be an oak tree, and there's absolutely no reason for that. Is Jefferson Lake a real campus? No. No high schools, no middle schools, nothing, no school that I ever use is a real campus. I make them all up. Would you rather sneeze glitter or burp bubbles? I would absolutely rather sneeze glitter because I am a princess. My favorite season of what? Why did you start Wattpad? So I joined Wattpad back in 2011 because my best friend Amanda was ignoring me and reading free books, and I wanted some free books too. So I downloaded the app and downloaded some free books. I did have stories saved that I was writing myself on my computer, but they were just for me, and I was never going to share them with the world. But as I was reading these stories on Wattpad, I was like, well, maybe I could share one of my stories with the world. The first book that I ever wrote, like the full-length book that I finished, was Enduring the Fire. However, the first book that I posted on Wattpad was Heirs of the Heart. But the reason that I posted Heirs of the Heart first was because I related to it a little bit more and I felt more comfortable posting that one first, I guess. I don't really know why. And so I posted that book, I finished it, and then, I don't know, I had like a couple of followers, and so I just started posting more, and it grew into a thing. It's pretty awesome. If you could be any of your characters, who would you be and why? Honestly, I don't know if I'd want to be any of my characters. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably be Samantha Evans from One of the Boys, because she's pretty badass. What color is the dress? So, this whole issue has already been resolved. The dress is black and blue. The whole thing was just a scientific experiment. Is based on a white balance scale. But to be honest, I saw the dress as white and gold. So there you have it. What character from My Brother's Best Friend can you best relate to? I can best relate to Emily. I think that everybody feels the pressure in their life at some point or another to be perfect. Maybe not as extreme, maybe not to the certain extent that Emily felt it, but you definitely feel that pressure, and so I definitely relate to Emily in that sense. And also, I love vinyls. Vinyls are life. What character from Living with the Walker Boys can you relate to the most? Are any of the Walker Boys inspired by your brother? Zoe's a little bit overdramatic for me. Probably relate to Ethan. He's, very aloof. He's so sarcastic. That's so me. He handles things very quickly and with a sharp tongue. I just feel like that's definitely me. No, none of the characters in the book were inspired by my brother. My brother is definitely a jock, though. He could kind of be like Carson, but he's not. Would you consider adding a third book to the Along for the Ride series? Okay, just because you asked. What is your favorite color? Hot pink. How did you react when you found out you won a Watti? So, okay, here's the story. I logged into Wattpad like I do 20,000 times a day. And I never ever check my profile, but for some reason I decided I was going to go check my profile and see what messages people were leaving me. And the first message I see is congratulations, and that's all it said, just congratulations. And I was like, okay, thanks. So then I keep scrolling down, and it's like, congratulations, another one. And I'm like, okay. And then I see congratulations on your Watti. And I'm like, whoa, what? So then I go to the book where they're announcing all the Watti Awards, and I see that I won a People's Choice Award Watti. And it was just me and my dad home at this point, and my dad was in the kitchen. And I'm on my couch in the living room, and you can actually see it because I'm sitting in the living room right now. I was not on this couch, though. The kitchen is right here. We're connected. And so I jumped up off the couch and I ran into the kitchen and I just started jumping up and down like a maniac and screaming, I want a Watti. And my dad was like, what? Because my dad knows nothing about Wattpad. I mean, he knows that I write and he knows that I post things online, but he really doesn't get it or make the connection, or I don't know. So I'm just acting like a crazy person around the kitchen, and he accepts it because I am a crazy person. And then I checked my inbox, and there's a message from Wattpad from hours ago that was like, congratulations on your Watti. And I was like, wow, if only I had done this earlier. So yeah, I reacted. I don't know how to explain that. Like me. I don't know. My dad would tell you it's not out of the ordinary. Are you studying healthcare in college? No. My original degree was nursing, but I changed my major this semester, actually, and I'm now studying sport and exercise science. So I guess that's still kind of in the ballpark. But yeah, I eventually want to go on to be a chiropractor. I guess that is. Yeah, we're going to go with yes. Do you research everything you put into your books, or do you just know? I put a lot of time and research into the things that I put into my books because I would never want to incorrectly portray anything. Obviously, I get stuff wrong. Obviously, I make mistakes, but for the most part, I definitely put a lot of time and research into everything that goes into my books just to make sure that what I say is accurate. What besides writing do you do in your free time? So, yeah. I work a lot. I work. I talk to my computer. Do I sound interesting yet? I don't know. Did I mention that I work? Oh, I went to Rebounders yesterday. You know, you might not know what that is. Oh, I took a video. Cue video. I'm recording. So it's just basically a place with trampolines on the walls, and you get to bounce everywhere, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah, I don't really get much free time. I work, and I'm a full-time student, and I write a lot. So yeah, that's about it. How do you manage to write such good beginnings? The beginning is like one of the hardest parts of the book, as well as the ending. The beginning is what has to like hook the reader, because if they don't like the beginning, they're not going to read your book. If you read any of my books, you notice that I always start off right in the middle of like dialogue, like bam, you're in the scene, and then I unfold from there. So like it's like you're in the middle of a conversation, and then like I slowly introduce one character, and then I slowly introduce the other character, because to have a conversation you need two characters, and then I unfold from there, and that's how I like to start my books, so that like you're intrigued immediately or you're not. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad way to start. I don't know. Do you got a boyfriend? Nah. Ain't nobody got time for that. Have you read or watched 50 Shades of Grey? Okay. So here's the story. So yes, I did buy tickets to see 50 Shades of Grey. And then I found out about all the controversy surrounding it and everything. And so I decided to divulge a little bit deeper into it before I went and saw this movie and find out what was going on. Long story short, here's my issue with 50 Shades of Grey. It isn't the BDSM thing. What you do in your bedroom is your business. My issue with 50 Shades of Grey lies in the male dominance. If you know me, you know that I am a feminist. That was a little clear through my book, My Brother's Best Friend, when I went on a little bit of a rant when people started insulting my character. So yeah, my problem with 50 Shades of Grey lies in the fact that the main character, Christian Grey, he he has complete dominance over the female character, and that wasn't really flying with me, I guess you could say. So I returned my movie ticket, and I went and saw The Duff instead, and I give that an A+. I would recommend anyone seeing The Duff. Okay, moving on. Alright, well, thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be posting a new video next Friday. This is going to be a thing. Like, I'll be posting a video hopefully every Friday. So, thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe for more, because they'll be coming out every Friday. Okay, so I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Should I have this pulled up? Ooh, I have a text. But if... Ooh, I just burped. I can't get this right. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. I don't know. It just kept coming. As for plans for future stories, I gotta stretch my back for a sec. Whoops. And I just got a message. Pops up on my computer. Would you rather sneeze glitter or burp buttle? Wow. So, to write the beginning, I always like to place the reader right in the middle of a scene. Like, I start...